This is Juice Jones on Rap About TV. Shout out to Snacks, Coop the creator, Ryan Brown. See you guys later.
Wow.
As much amongst the people, racism is amongst the system.
Races that we all run, those races create us. A lot of those races create us. Every time you fall in the middle of a race, you pick yourself back up, that's another notch in your belt. Every time someone tripped you before the finish line, another notch in your belt. Every time you ever fucked over by someone who's supposed to be a source and inspiration to yourself, or someone you looked up to, that's another notch in your belt. That shit makes you who you are.
Yo, what's going on? Good morning. We're here with another episode today. We have a special guest here with us, the White Juice Jones. What's going on, brother?
Good morning, Stars, man.
Man. What's going on, man? So, all right. We got mental awareness advocate.
Mental health awareness.
Mental health awareness advocate, community organizer. So, let me jump right in. Why mental health? What point in your life, or did something happen in your life that say, you know what, I want to dig deep and share information on mental health. I want to spread this.
Okay. Last year I lost the love of my life to mental health in terms of depression and anxiety. And after losing her to that battle, I had one or two things I could have done. I could have led down the path that would destroy myself, not really care about much, just let whatever happen, or I could use my time and resources constructively. So, I have a good friend group around me in terms of like my boy Brian, he's a writer for Vice, mental health advocate also. Coop the creator, she helps me with PR and a lot of stuff that we've done with like the Get Home Safe events that we've been coming into the city with, to make sure that we have like therapists on deck. And I just want people to be like aware of their resources within the community when it comes to just getting help for themselves, family, friends, or even strangers.
So, I'm sorry to hear that for once. So I'm gonna ask you, how did that, okay, you said stress, anxiety, depression. How does that, play a part in someone's health? Like,
Well,
I never heard that, so that's,
what someone losing their life.
yeah, just, I heard it rare cases, but, how does that?
It's a sad thing to see, honestly, to be completely truthful with you. You see someone who's put so much time into building themselves up into being great, working on their confidence day in and day out, you trying to be the best person for them, and also helping with that image as to who they are and their identity. And then, we went together and we were still best of friends. So, corporate America it's a monster, honestly, when it comes to like the PR game, seeing what offices will do to you within the culture of, yeah, you're smart and you're black, but unless you're following our lead, we don't want you. And a lot of people, unfortunately, when it comes to your dreams aren't set up to protect yourself. Only you can protect yourself. So, seeing the HR mishandle situations, seeing this individual being given too much work and no bosses above them saying, you know what, maybe that workload's a bit too much. Seeing them come in and out of their house day in and day out, going to work, having an hour to themselves, going home, taking a bubble bath, hopping back on the laptop for like 4 more hours of emails with people over in China, Japan, a couple other countries that like a lot of these firms are connected to, and no one's saying you might need to take a break, or maybe their workload needs to be different. Watching like a mental breakdown due to like the pressures of, not just your family in terms of you wanting to be successful, but after a while, if you want to be successful, it's very hard to not see success without thinking, I haven't done as much as I can work-wise. And it's a double-edged sword, because like even if the people who love you in your life say, hey, you may need to slow down, you don't see that you need to to slow down.
That's interesting. So it's really no, I guess, is there signs to look for? Like, because when I guess when it happened, it caught you by surprise, correct?
It don't be about surprise, but you do see a change in the personality. You'll see like little ticks here and there. You'll notice they're a bit more on edge. They may keep to themselves a bit more. You may have moments that they may not recognize who they are without the power of having a job or an establishment. Because like you gotta understand, no matter who you are, when it comes to like dreams and you becoming something, sometimes you get to that point and then you realize this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. Or another example would be, this is my dream, and you get your dream, but your dream doesn't love you back.
Right.
And that's like a very hard concept for a lot of people to deal with.
So would you say is a thin line between, because being an entrepreneurship, you can go through all those emotions. You know what I'm saying? Building your own, being in business for yourself. So would you say it's a thin line between, just the entrepreneurial life or a hard worker and then going on into the, mental health part of it? Or?
I wouldn't say that's hard. I'd say what's hard is making sure you have your facts correct. So like, when we first started doing the mental health pop-ups that we've been doing in the city, it wasn't called Get Home Safe. We were just doing mental health pop-ups.
Okay.
The first 2 to 3 pop-ups we did it at the Fridge, Cage Bird, and Big Chief. We just wanted to sell clothing with positive images. So like, if you go on my Instagram, I do this thing called Mental Health Monday, where we'll put up like high quality pictures of like shirts with positive messages. So a Love Yourself shirt, the Hype Me Up, Demetrius, the comedian from Detroit, the New Matter hoodies. And we'd always have like a post underneath the picture sharing like a little bit part of ourselves, like, hey, keep your head up, it's okay to take a break. Being aware of where you are in life in the day, because Monday is just a hard day for like a lot of people.
Get jumping that Monday, yeah.
So, my whole point has been to target like the majority of the world, just across the board. What day is the hardest day to wake up and get to it? And if you put a positive message out there and you continuously put this positive message out there on Mondays, maybe that would make a difference for a lot of people going into the week.
So how do you yourself, like how do you, what's things that you do to help with your own?
I keep to myself quite a lot actually. So like,
but see, Tom, I'm about to cut you off. That's what I mean. It's a fine line between, because like you said, you keep to yourself.
Yeah.
And you probably can be good, but in part of you, building, doing your events and this, that, and the third, you need that to build your creativity and,
I need that for peace of mind.
Right.
Because since everything that's happened last year with her death, in the middle of the summer, and then the beginning of the year leading up to everything that happened in between that, seeing someone who's so faithful and so gracious be torn down by the world, there's a lot of demons you have to work with on the daily. So like, when I say I have a good team, I mean that they deal with who I am on my not so great days and on my great days, and I do a good job because I have the schedule to be able to give myself time to sit down and be like, okay, who am I today? Am I going to be okay for my team? Am I right in making the right decisions? Am I angry because somebody dropped the ball, or am I angry because what this life isn't? And am I doing a good job of making sure not to put that pressure on my team? Because like, you're just one person, so like your awareness is really limited to like you and what you're doing, but when it comes to like the people around you, you gotta make sure you're taking care of them. You don't want to just be like, well, we're doing great, we're doing this for the community. It's like, no, your team is just as important as the people you're reaching out to and making sure it's okay. And like, a lot of people across the board don't do a good job with that. And that's okay because you're only human. It's like a learning process. So like, the woman that I'm talking about in the story in terms of Move I Lost, I learned a lot of that from her when it comes to like handling people, making sure everybody's okay, being aware of your group, where the temperature is for the day, and like, really pouring back into the community the same as they pour back into you. Because like, your community starts with like who your friends are, that personal opinion, and then you pouring into the publicly from that pool, and hopefully that pool pours back into you. Because I tell them like, hey, if your cup's empty, don't pour it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't do things that's not gonna pour back into you. Make sure everything is copacetic as possible. And like, if you don't got it, let me know. We can take care of it if you don't got it. You don't have to force this, which is really important because it's like I can't tell this story about what corporate America did, the people who may have betrayed someone, and then I become that thing in the process of like helping others. You shouldn't have to sacrifice those around you that keep you up in order to make everything great.
Right, that makes sense. And it's interesting you said that, 'cause I was watching on Netflix, Kanye had an interview with David Letterman.
Yeah.
And he talked about how mental health is like a sprained, he called it sprained brains, like a sprained ankle. You said how corporate they put pressure on you.
Yeah.
So like, that's why I've been doing a lot of reading and studying on that subject recently. I don't know why, but I just have. And I'm trying to really understand, like, how can you diagnose when, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you want to diagnose, you go to a therapist to get diagnosed. In the Black community, we do too poor of a job trying to self-diagnose instead of going to the right people. You know, preferably of color if possible. That's why at every single one of my pop-ups, you'll see Black therapists who are men and women to be like, hey, can I meet up with you? I'd like to be evaluated to see where I am. Because like, you may think you're something, but unless you go to someone who's actually went to school for that, they know the study of what you may be, and if you're willing to deal with the weight of your diagnosis, because a lot of people aren't willing to deal with like that reality, like drinking it away and smoking it away. Yeah, and it's like it's just reality. You wake up every day and it's like, do I really want to do this? And that's like across the board. You can be the most successful person and still have a do I really want to do this mentality. And that's important.
A lot.
Yeah, that's why I have the pop-ups. I want people to be like, hey, there are Black therapists out here. And the Black therapists I talk to have let me know there aren't enough Black therapists for the Black community. But the ones who are here, I do want to highlight them. But eventually, we're going to need more of them if we want like there to be a better balance in the community where everybody can get help, not just those who are available to get help.
So, explain, go ahead.
ADHD, like how does that?
ADHD.
A lot of parents don't like to talk about that. That's week that under the rug too.
Yeah, and like, you know, that's also a thing. It's like, all right, so back to the community point that I made with my friends. We'll say you guys are my friends right now. We're doing this interview. I'm opening up to everybody about what's going on. It's the family and friends around that child or person's responsibility to make sure that they can grow up in an environment where they know who they are and they know that they support me even though I have this thing. Because when it comes to mental health is a marathon. It's not like a cold where like you get sick and that's it. Once you're depressed, whether your diagnosis is depressed or not, you are always struggling with that thing. From the day you were born, you become aware of it until the day that you die. But you still have to fight that fight. These resources, like, I don't shy away from saying to get medication, but if you get medication, you should at least get therapy so you can work through it and who you are. You have to be able to,
Because the medication,
That's the thing they shoot down.
because the medication can be the therapist. Go, do you have a question?
No, but what you said, the key is to know, once you realize what your problem is,
Yeah.
and to know and realize that, and then to find a way to get around that so that you don't become depressed, because I know during my life, I've had to deal with some of that, but I chose to read. So that, and I read myself out of depression several times, you know, but that's, if you realize that you're having a problem, then, right, and then yes, you can, I know some people are not gonna do what I did, but, you know, and there's other ways, but the key is to realize you got a problem, and then go and see.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When did you choose to read?
Well, I read some every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Just to
mean,
keep the mind busy.
But that was your
right, keep the
medicine.
mind busy because your mind keeps going and going. And so you have to get it off and going, because I didn't have time to be depressed because I had kids in school, I had a business and all that. I couldn't afford to have time to be depressed. I had to keep going. So I just read. In fact, I became addicted to reading. And I would stay up all night reading and then have to get up and go to work the next day. And I remember I was in the bathroom and I was reading, and I was so tired. And then I started reading, I woke wide awake. And I said, oh my God, I got to put this down. So then I was able, what I was able to put the books down, you know what I'm saying? But I was through with my period of depression.
Yeah. And when it came to like you reading books, you were able to find strength in something that you could create for yourself, which is most important. So like when you hear me make references to the community around, it's all about the strength and what you can pull from. So like back to your question about like a child or a person dealing with ADHD, it's about the community. Like you can only go as far as the community around you or the community that you create in order to keep yourself going from day to day. And that's so important.
So do it take, I want to ask you more about, can you talk more about your event real quickly? Because it takes community, but do you have individuals that say block out the community? So, because did it take you for someone to tell you or tell you that, hey, you okay, I'm worried about you, or, you know, you may need to, you know, take a break? You know, or do you, like, how do you say, dang, something, I'm tripping, something is wrong with me?
For me, myself, I've had moments that I was pushing it down with I'm still very down, especially in summer last year. When you fall in love with someone, you create a future for yourself that you want more than anybody else. And you're very unwilling to let that go, especially if they're no longer there. So, I have an amazing relationship with her family. I go to see her family like twice a month. That's where I find strength in, outside my own family in New Jersey. And that strength has taken me further in terms of like, okay, I have this platform that I use. How do we advertise this message? Who do I want to work with? Going from like simply selling merch to like, okay, now we have therapists who are here if anybody wants to get help. Also reaching out to a couple of grants to see if we can get some money to fund what we're doing. Coming up with ideas like how can we help the children? Because I work in the bar industry. You feel what I'm saying? That's the nightlife industry. That's looked down on adults when it comes to children. I don't want to touch the kids. I just want to make sure that there's a message that the kids can have to say, you know what, it's okay. This person who doesn't know me gave donations to what we're doing. So like, off of the merch that's sold, for example, half of whatever we sell, we donate to certain mental health organizations within the cities that we do pop-ups in. So like, we have a pop-up in Philly that we're doing next Saturday over at St. Lazarus, that's the name of the bar. Whatever we sell there, we pick a mental health organization within that city, make a donation to let them know like, hey, we are spreading the message and we are doing these pop-ups. We're gonna start doing pop-ups in Baltimore if possible. We're working on that too. Because it's like, I'm not certified to take care of anybody who doesn't have, who has a mental health issue. But I do wanna work alongside the people who are certified, but bringing them to untraditional spaces. It's like, I think we're bringing these therapists to bars. We're bringing them to the outside sources outside of just an office. We're trying to humanize who these people are so people want to get help themselves, or at least have the information to give to other people.
All right, so, question?
I'm wondering, I'm curious, when we talk about mental illness in the community, et cetera,
Yeah.
and just for your own personal self, what role did faith play? Does faith play? Is there,
When you say faith, do you mean played in rebuilding myself or building what we're doing right now?
faith in terms of God, in terms of, when you talk about strength and relying on people or what have you, like,
It would take a lot
I
of
know
prayer.
for some people, yeah, it's prayer. Some people, church. Really, I'm talking about God. But I mean, and I guess in this new age, people kind of speak about meditation and that kind of thing. So I guess the broader question is, does religion and faith or spirituality play a part?
Spirituality and faith definitely plays a part. But when it comes to mental health, I don't bring God in it when it comes to the people that I deal with. Because like, I don't know people's religions. I don't enforce what my God may be on those people. So, as much as we all believe in God and what He can do for us, God knows that we have a personal responsibility, that we have a certain amount of work we have to do and get done on our side in order to get help regardless. So like, even when, for example, you call on God for strength, you still have to find that strength that you're calling on God for to do what you need to do. But to answer your question, yeah, faith is involved, but it's the faith of the work itself.
mind if I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Please.
You know, I was going through a real down time like 5 years ago. Just touching on what she said about faith, I started praying every day, and I'll get on my knees and I'll say a prayer, and every day that I prayed, it was a good day. And then the days that I didn't pray, it was bad. So I started praying every single day, like when I get up, like I'll get on my knees, I'll say a prayer, I'll pray for whatever I'm thinking about, my family, friends, somebody that I met. And every day that I pray, it was a good day. Because I feel like God is by my side and protecting me. So I feel what she's saying about the faith. Like that's kind of how I cope with it.
I get that. And like, you know, when it comes to prayer, you can look at that as a way that you're reinforcing your fortitude as a person. So like, every time you prayed, you were speaking what you needed into existence, and you were allowing yourself to see what you needed to see within those days that you prayed for your day to get better. So it's a cause and effect. Your action that you took to pray that allowed you to see the things you needed to within that day is what got you further every day. And that's the action. That just goes back into what we said in terms of reinforcing who you are, what you may need for that day. And I mean, look at you today. I don't know what you're going through, but like, you seem to have a positive demeanor from what I see.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you find that in the community, the Black community, as a whole, that mental health is a taboo discussion? And then how do you feel, I mean, what have you experienced in terms of Black men? Because I know Black men pretty much shun away from the whole aspect of mental health. Our community as a whole does.
Correct. Our community as a whole does, but we're working on it. I feel within this new generation of kids who are open to talk about so much more, it's forcing adults to have to come to terms with certain things that they've gone through in terms of traumas, in terms of who they need to reach out to. And that's important because it's ironic that the kids will be the one to bring the change to the world that's made by adults. I'm able to do this platform because of that change. Like, if this was the world 3 years ago, I don't think I'd be able to build something about mental health and it be received so well. There would be people in the community who would be like, you're making it up. You're just seeing it, you know, from your perspective. It's not real. Like,
You had a question?
I was just gonna make a general statement. I really love the topic. I love the topic of the interview, and I just wanted to say, just on a level of being out and about the community, that we have to take away the stigma in our community of mental health. That as a people, especially in this country, but throughout the diaspora, we have suffered trauma. And in America, our men have suffered and continue to suffer a great deal of trauma. And I think it has been passed generationally. And as we take care of our physical selves, we come down to the millennials, you take care of your physical selves, and you're in the gym and you're working out, and now people are getting into vegetarianism and et cetera, which I'm a vegetarian, but I digress. Mental health is just as important. And just really, we have to understand as a people that we suffer, and we can't keep looking at it as a bad thing. To try to condition it and make it better.
And then, like, you know, not only men within the community, but also women. Women have gone through quite a lot too.
Silent.
And it's important that everybody across the board get help. Like, I'm in a room full of Black men. We are all Black and beautiful. But my sisters, who I don't know, never met before, who I do know, they need as much concern as help as the men in the room too. So, like, you know, look at it this way. I wouldn't be able to be this person that I am if it wasn't for the woman who was in my life prior all of this ever happening. If I had a choice, I'd choose the life with her still being here, but if she's not here, all I can do is pour back into the community that helped raise me and get me here in the meantime. And, you know, give the gifts that she blessed me with to everybody else in the meantime. And I mean, you know, still keep myself whole at the end of the day. Because that's the best I can do.
Okay, cool. All right, stick around. But real quick, if you just one of the last words tell everyone where they can find you, where they can follow you, more, you know, where they can catch your pop-ups, if you will, please.
Okay, which camera do I want to
No, either, you know.
Okay. Well, if you want more information on what we have going on, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. Juice Jones, Juic, the number 3, Jones, Jones, on IG. We have the Under the Table page with a couple of shows we're working on coming out soon. It's under the table. 2 underscores, which is very weird. You know, Instagram runs out of whole space and names and stuff like that. And you should also follow Coop the Creator. She's a part of the Mental Health Monday movement that we do. And Ryan Brown, he's a writer for Vice. Once you follow my page, you'll see all these people. They're all over my page. That's the best advice I can give.
Okay, that was good. That was deep. You know, I'm over there stumbling on words, man, because that's a heavy topic. So listen, man, we'll get back with more Rap About TV, man. That's interesting, man. We were just off camera, we was talking a little bit more. So, you know, just, you know, I can't, you know, I try to really be aware, sensitive to that. But, you know, there's been times where I was like, man, you make an excuse for being lazy. Because it's weird.
Take your time.
No, because it's weird because it's like, I've talked, you know, I do this platform, I've talked to a lot of people too, right? And I hear a lot of stories. And like, when I go and talk to different places, school, whatever, my biggest thing is, if you put action in, it can kind of almost trump the depressive state you're going through, because a lot of the times when you know, it's not for everybody. I come across people that are really in the dumps, depressed, but they're pointing at the stuff that they can actually control.
But you gotta remember it's mind state. So like, even if you put action, you can put a bunch of action in, and if that action isn't going in the right direction, or it doesn't come with like a sense of, if I do this action, this will happen, you may not be able to accomplish that thing. So when it comes to like, from what I've seen and what I've experienced firsthand, when your mind is in a daze and you're in a depressive state, you can think you're doing the right thing. You could think the trips to the botanical garden is going to give you relief. You could think, I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to go get these rocks, and these rocks are going to change my spiritual energy. But it's like, you still need to face your demons. And demons are terrible.
So that's a question. I did a live on that before. So, like, for one to face their demons, like, what? I know it's a mindset, right? But how do we change that mindset to just for us to go and face that, you know, that demons will take more accountability to go out there? What if you don't want to, you're not listening to your loved ones, you're not listening to the community tell you, hey, you need to sit, you know, just sit down, let's talk it out, and you're, you know, that's what excuses, that's what I'm like, man, it's excuses.
Not everybody's going to be
He said, not everyone's going to make it. That's deep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Not everyone's going to make it. It's your responsibility to try your best for those in front of you who you love.
Because they still have
You want them to have a chance. You want to create that chance for them. That's what this is about. This isn't about saving everyone. This is about saving them. That population. Those who need the love. Those who need the words. Those who aren't willing to look at the resources. This is about you, whoever you are, in this room, outside this room, doing your best for them. Whether it's the stranger on the corner you know has been struggling with it since day one that you met them. Whether it's your aunt who always stays locked up in the room with no one to talk to her. Whether it's your pastor who leads the whole congregation and behind closed doors, you know that he struggles. It's about them and doing the best you can for them until they get that help. And once they get that help, you don't stop. You keep going. Like how you have the picture of Jesus walking in the sand, or you walking in the sand, you see the steps of Jesus beside you. That's what it's a representation of. Like, I didn't create this for us to just be the ones to create this. I created this so other people would see this format and see what we're doing and be like, okay, how can I either help what they're doing? How can I do what they're doing? How can I accomplish that in their community? I don't want to be the only one that's doing this. That's not what this is. This isn't a one-man show. This isn't only my team can do this. Everyone I believe can do this if they decide to apply themselves correctly, but finding those resources, creating the proper situation, making the environments that's comfortable, the environment that is comfortable for people to like come out and make it happen and be able to share themselves. That's just as important as to fight those people we do not know are fighting.
Right.
That's what this is about. When you wake up and you're tired, you know it's because you've had a hard day. And I don't know whether you're going through something or not, but that's you. Imagine when they wake up and they think about what it would be like to take that first step to go to the bathroom just to use the bathroom.
That's deep.
That day in and day out mentality is very real for a lot of people. And that's why I say, like, this is the community, man. I can only touch this. I'm not God, I'm one man. I can only touch this. I've seen a lot of positives from what we have done. But when I go home, after those positives, after I'm grateful that we helped the right people, I think about those who didn't get help. I think about those who were too afraid to step forward. I think about those who did a great job blending in the party that the therapists weren't able to get. And I plan for those people. That's who we work towards. Like, no matter how big these events get, it's amazing and that is a blessing. But the whole point of this is for people to know their resources and get help, whether it's for them, the people around them, the people they don't know, just to have that card and the importance of reaching out. And for the therapists I work with, I let them know too, like, hey, I don't do this so you can get more clients. I do it so people can get help. And their hearts in this too, as much as our hearts are. But it's still a business. So like, I understand that not everybody is going to have the financial freedom to get the help that they need to get. But until you make it to that point, and you keep that in mind, you can plan for it. There are certain resources in the city that like have therapists for free that you'd have to go to see them on a certain day. But not everybody has that work schedule that they'd be able to go in there with the limited help that is available. And it's a scary world we're in, man. It is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a scary world.
We started talking about, I think we cut you off, or the conversation got cut off, but you started talking about things to look out for somebody. So within my community, my friends, my family, my co-workers, what am I looking for exactly? To be like, you said they're on edge, they're by themselves.
Think about your strong friend, right? Think about how much your strong friend has been there for you, the people in the room. Think about how many of those people don't check on that strong friend. The strong friend is talented at smiling when the smile needs to be there, giving the hugs that need to happen, giving you the advice and pointing you in the right direction. But you tend to forget that that person has to pull from something, right? So when you flip it, think about the weakest person in the room or someone who may be going through something, and think about, picture them being the strong friend and seeing what's lacking and then working your way through that. That's the best example I can give.
Who you go to currently now?
Man. I have some amazing friends. It's not who I go to, it's who reaches out to me.
That was deep.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Who is? Say that again. Who reaches out?
That's who reaches out. And you know, even when it comes to like a lot of people who come in and out of my life, I don't take things personally. Everything has its season. And I tell people like, hey, this work that I do, it's not for everyone. You're gonna have certain days you're gonna hear a story and like things on your side of the phone, it's gonna get dark. Because you're gonna think like that can't be a reality, and it's like, it is. That's a reality for a lot of people. I do my best not to irresponsibly dump things on others. But if my friends ask me like, hey, am I allowed to wear something? Okay. If they're like, hey, you know, how's your day going? I'll be like, oh, it's fucked up on this side. I'll say it right off the bat, like, nah, this is a terrible day. This wasn't going well. I felt some type of way because this person's no longer here. I am blessed that like we are doing what we're doing, but it's like, you know, you will feel that pull, but it's like, as my man earlier, oh, he's actually in the chair right now, said, like, you know, that prayer changed his day by day. So for me, it's my personal responsibility to be able to like see the positive things in my life. I still have this person's family. I love each and every single one of them unconditionally. I still have my family. They may be in New Jersey, but that's my family. I may be here in DC, but I have my friends, and I can count each and every single one of them and tell you how they're dependable. Am I the greatest friend? Fuck no, I'm not the greatest friend. Do I try to be? I do my best.
Right.
I do my best. And I mean, you know, I was already an honest person, but now it's honesty with a bit more intensity. So I gotta be careful. You know, even when your friends check on you, there are still people with feelings. So you have to be careful how hard you're willing to go with them. And sometimes you gotta know when to stop. You know, you can't go too hard if you're not careful. You know, you shouldn't break relationships just to make sure, oh, I'm good. No, it's work in progress. It's a tug and war, and like, you know, you gotta make sure to find your balance. And I know how to find a good enough balance for what it is that I do and the people that I work with. Even when it comes to love like that, that doesn't exist, but that's okay. Because even if that doesn't happen, I do tell people I can at least be a great friend to you. And I mean that. I try to be the best friend I can be to others. Because it's like, you can't just like be this thing, kind of sort of practice what you preach. No, you have to like walk in those steps. Like, as much as we say we want to be something, your actions define who you become and who you are. And that's most important.
Hey, I had to jump back on that, you know.
That's it right there.
Yeah, that's really it. But really, real quick though, that writing those stuff, I do know it works, it helps, you know. I tell people, you know, I try to do that right before I go to sleep, write your affirmations down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see that, then you know, even though I have problems, it could be worse. Because you know, what I wrote down on my board, I still appreciated that. So,
Yeah.
you know, prayer and affirmations and stuff, I know personally that works. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know how, I don't know how stats back this up, but I feel like with the young lady that left out said, reading and exercising that brain also helps as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But writing down and reading, I feel like that's exercising your brain because sometimes it's all about your feelings that you're in. And then when you start reading and exercising your brain and seeing outside of those feelings, it kind of helps with that situation.
Right. We can talk about mental health, mental health all day, just that serious. And I think about even in our community, and now becoming a worldwide thing because I think about how we were brought here, ripped away from my mother country, our land, and taken away from my parents, and you know, that just years and 100 years of trauma. And more information is coming out now, even, you know what I'm saying, no matter the race, when the truth has been put out now because of technology, it's playing an effect on everybody's mental, you know what I'm saying, so.
I would like to add on to that, and that's for sure. And again, we're talking about our community, and now you come into present day, and you have most fathers and mothers at this point who are incarcerated. So you have children growing up without fathers, without mothers in some cases, and just the trauma of watching police brutality and what goes on. It's just a lot. Like you look at politics now, like what's his name, Jeff Epstein. These are your influential people. So you have children and people looking up to that, and they were pedophiles. Like it's just a big cauldron of just mental issues. It's just boil
It is, and that-
boil it up to the surface at this
Yeah,
point.
and that's why I want to thank you for coming through. Because that, what you're doing, that's taking the right steps into making it a better place for everyone. And like I said, after this, I would love to be down and help in any type of way. You know what I'm saying? So, appreciate you coming through, bro. Yeah, thank you. So, hey, man. Heavy morning today, heavy discussion, man. But you know what it is. It's a Rap About TV, man. See y'all. Peace.
Wow.